welcome everyone here to the Smash Sports Show right here on Smash FM here on a Monday here in Melbourne. Of course, let's go out to our friends up in Brisbane in particular. Of course, we're talking with the Mitchelton Football Club, and of course, they play in the NPL Women's Competition. Of course, we've got three very special guests joining us right now to tell us a bit about it. Thanks all three for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
No worries. Well, I'll get all three to introduce yourselves and what position you're hoping to play next year.
My name's Gemma, and I usually play around the centre midfield or midfield position. My name's Bree. I play centre back, or sometimes six, but mainly centre back.
My name's Lucy, and I'm a full back.
The season just gone. Obviously, Bree, you just came across from the defending champs. So I'm going to skip that question, these next couple, because you actually come from a different club. For the other two, tell us a bit about the season just gone for Mitchelton.
Last season, we actually did pretty good. We didn't make finals, unfortunately, but we only missed out by, I want to say, like 3 points, like very close. But the girls, it was a great environment. I really enjoyed it personally. The clubs, I love it. It's only my second year here, so that my first year was fantastic. We ended up winning our FQPL competition my first year, and then did pretty well the second year. So I really love it. Yeah, I think it's great.
Yeah, I agree with what Jem said. The girls did really well this year, considering we just got promoted back to the NPL. It was a good achievement for us.
How did you find going up to NPL? Was it everything that you expected?
I can't say for Lucy, but going up, like everyone expected, us to go straight back down again. That's usually what it is you go up and you don't do too well and you go back down. But I think that we actually performed really well, and I think I was expecting it to be a little bit more, harder, but it was better because we were actually able to work together as a team and use our skills to actually do well in this competition.
Yeah, I think everyone was expecting us to not do very well, but we definitely did better than people thought.
Bree, you played for the defending champs now. Of course, you would have played against Mitchelton throughout the season. So how did you find playing against Mitchelton when you had to play against them?
Yeah, well, every time with First Mitchelton, they've always been a club, like they are known for their very attacking, like high pressure type of playing style, and that's a style that we actually did struggle with quite a bit playing out from the back due to that. I think they were a bit of an underdog throughout the competition. As they said, everyone, I think, sort of didn't expect them to do as well as they did, considering that, again, there's a stereotype of when you come up from an FQPL to NPL that you have a disadvantage because you haven't played in the comp. But saying that, Mitchelton's always been a strong team in the league, and they proved it this season by doing quite well. I mean, beating a lot of teams to come, was it 5th overall, which is a great achievement considering the quality of players in the competition. But yeah, I think both the women's and 23s teams were quite, you can just tell that the women's program here is really developing, and yeah, it was good. They were hard. They were a hard team to beat. They did push East. But it seems to be a good club. So yeah.
I wasn't going to mention that club that you used to play for. So, but now you just mentioned it. Bree, what did you end up going from the defending champs East to Mitchelton? What made you go to Mitchelton this time?
Well, there's a past couple of years, actually, I've had conversations with the last coach, Tony. He's been on my radar to come to Mitchelton for a couple of seasons. Since I graduated from QAS coming out, I was looking for a club, and I was supposed to come to Mitchelton like 3 years ago, and I didn't end up coming. And then every year I thought about coming to Mitchelton, and then this year sort of presented an opportunity for me to get more game time, and I think the club was rebuilding. A lot of players retired from the team, not a lot, but a couple. So there was some position openings in the squad, and I knew a couple of girls here that were coming. So it sounded like a good opportunity just to have a new challenge and to meet new people. And yeah, so, and Alan, the coach, seems like a great coach from what I've had with him so far. And I played with a couple of girls previously in other teams, and they'll come here. So it's, yeah, not as if I don't know anyone that's come here. And I've known of the players that are in the Mitchelton team. And as I said, they are, I've always thought they're a strong club to be recognised as. So I thought, up for a new challenge, and yeah.
Don't worry, I will ask the other two a question shortly, but while I'll stay on with you, Bree, how strange will it be next year when you look at the fixture and you have to play East in the season? How strange will it be to walk in to a venue, and especially I'm assuming when you have to go to East, to play against your former team?
Yeah, it would be a bit strange, but at the same time, I guess that's like football, you know, a lot of people, you know, move clubs or whatnot, and I don't think that there's no bad vibes against it or anything. Definitely open to versing them. It's not as if I'm scared to verse them or don't want to verse them. I think it'll be good to actually have a game where you verse all the players. I think it'll be a bit of an advantage on like my behalf because I know a lot of how the players play and their tricks and whatnot. So it'll be interesting. But yeah, definitely not scared for it. I'd say I'm be exciting to them. Yeah, but it'll be a good matchup, I think.
Now, obviously, all three are now on the same team. I'm sure that's better than playing against each other.
Yeah, definitely. That's for sure. I mean, me and Bree, we first met when we were at the QAS together. So we played together then. And then, well, we both left, both split off, versed each other, and now we're back playing with each other again. So, yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. There's a lot of players. We've got new players that have come in as well, other new players from a girl from Lions, a girl from Capalaba, there's more as well, but who have come in that we've all sort of versed at different stages. So it's good to have some new fresh bodies in that. You can go, oh, I remember versing you. And most of them are threats you think, oh, I remember versing you, you're a good player. So it's good to have, know that now you're not versing each other, you're on each other's team, which is good.
Yeah. Tell us a bit about your coaches.
So we've got Alan, he's our current head coach at this point in time. He was our assistant coach last year, is now head coach. And our assistant coach we have is Jordan. So he was with us last year as well, but he was our manager. So they've both basically moved up. I've playing with, Tony last year, who's our old coach. We were still able to, Alan took a lot of our sessions and we were able to basically have him one of our very well knowledgeable coach, basically. So he knows a lot. He's been coaching for, I want to say 30 years. From what I can tell so far, I'm playing with him last year. He's a great coach.
Yeah, he knows a lot and he knows what he's doing. So I think it'd be really good for us.
Yeah, and I think me coming into the team, not really knowing a lot about the coaching apart from Tony, of course, but with Alan, I've got other friends who used to play for him at the Gap and have said that play for other teams have said, oh, Alan is a great coach, very knowledgeable about the game, has a lot of experience and stuff. And after we've only had 3 weeks of training so far, but even in that short 3 weeks, I think it's going to be a great season of coaching from him and both Jordan as well. Seems like a very professional setup, and
Bree, you can relax for a little bit because you've answered these questions before. So I'll ask the other two on either side of you this question. How did both of you get involved in the sport of the world game, and why did you choose it?
I guess I started when I was 4, I think that's when I first remember kicking a soccer ball around. I don't know particularly how I originally got started because my family really loved rugby. So I was very much the odd one out. But I think as soon as I started playing, I just instantly loved it. It was just something that I connected with really easily. And I just really enjoyed going out and kicking a soccer ball around. For me, it was just a matter of always being outside after school or during lunch times, and it's just stuck with me since then, basically. Haven't had a year where I've had it off, so.
I started playing when I was 5. And I started playing because my dad played and I grew up watching him play.
Both of you just mentioned right at the start what position you'll play on the field. If you had a dream position, we'd love to convince your coaches to put you next year. Would that be?
I don't know. I've kind of gone all over the place. So I'm not gonna lie. Where I am now, it's probably one of my favorite positions because I can run everywhere. I don't have to just stick to the back or stick to the front. I can just roam wherever. So it's probably my favorite position at this point. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to stay there. Hopefully I stay there next year, but yeah.
Up front, I used to be like a striker when I was like 12 and went away and like to competitions and stuff and used to be like a winger and a striker and used to score heaps of goals and I used to love it. And then I eventually moved to the back line. So I don't know, I'd like to one day maybe get back up and have all the glory scoring goals. But very happy to stay as centre back where I am now, hopefully for next season as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd definitely love to be a striker. Score some goals.
So, Brie, I know I've had you on the show numerous years, and you've mentioned that in every single interview that we've done. So how's that been travelling, considering you haven't had much success in getting out of that centre-back position?
No, I haven't. I in training sometimes, like if we do little small sided games where positions aren't really a thing, where it's just like 4v4 little cage games or whatnot, I tend to go up high and sort of that's my goal scoring bit for my run. But apart from that, I don't really make it up field that often.
Oh, okay. We'll see what happens next year then. See how that's. I don't know. I'll ask that same question again and see how that's travelling. What does a Sport of the World game mean to all three, and especially being there at Mitchelton?
Well, I'm not gonna lie. Women's soccer has always been a bit of a, well, not watched as much as what men's has, but recently, and having the Women's World Cup in Brisbane and well, Australia particularly, everyone was able to get involved in it. So it's become a lot more, I mean, present, I guess, if that makes sense. So like all of us were able to go to so many games and actually watch these players that we grew up wanting to be. Like, it's just amazing how far women's football has come and how Mitchelton are, honestly, they're really helping it along as well with their programs. Like their women's program is, over the past couple of years, has been doing so great. So honestly, I can't think of a better club to be at to basically excel and ultimately be one of those players. So
yeah, I agree. I think all clubs over the last couple of years have really, especially since like the Matilda success, have really focused on women development, girls development in football, and I think it really shows of the high quality of like competition of players in our competition, and continues to get better and better each year. There's not so much of a real difference between some teams and others. Everyone's really just sort of has equally good players in every team, and I think it's coming along really nicely, and inclusiveness has really improved significantly. I know I just from when I was back at East, like the junior girls, even there, like there was so many junior girls playing there, and I know Mitchelton here as well have a massive women's program and really focus on junior development and stuff like that. And yeah, I think it's coming along really nicely, and hopefully, well, I know that will continue to increase. So yeah.
Yeah, I've been at Mitchie for a number of years and I've seen the women's program grow heaps. So it's really good to see the club focusing on that and see the growth in the program and the players that we have.
What have all three learnt from each other on and off the field?
Well, I'm not gonna lie, because Lucy and Brie are both defenders. I know I have to get a lot tougher, that's for sure, on the field. But I guess it's good because you make a lot of friendships through soccer, And it's good because off the field, as much as you know, you might be like, oh, I'll see you at training, whatever. You can actually hang out outside of soccer, and it gives you these really like lifelong friendships that you'll keep honestly until, I don't know, you're old, I guess.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like moving to a different club, getting to meet new people, I think is one of the best reasons to, you know, move. Like basically you continue to meet new people, meet new friendships, create new friendships, I should say. Yeah, and I think it's really interesting to see how similar everyone sort of is, but different at the same time. Like a lot of girls, I know we've got quite a young team this year, and a lot of girls are at uni or working jobs that sort of a lot of the other girls are also doing. And so you can relate to a lot of them, and everyone sort of is in the same boat. You know, you either go to uni or work and then come to training, you can talk about your day or whatnot. Yeah, so it's good.
What would be your advice to people that should get down to a game next season, especially get down to support mighty Mitchelton, hopefully get into the finals after you just missed out on finals last year?
Honestly, we're very fun to watch. That's probably the number one reason. I think we're a very tough team, and we definitely have the ability to get into finals and potentially win next year. I definitely think it's a possibility. And honestly, it's a great club here. Like the clubhouse has just recently been redone after the floods last year, so it's a great environment. And honestly, I'm really excited for next year and how many people show up and watch.
Yeah, I agree.
Similar line of questioning, but for girls out there that should get involved in the world game of football, and especially on the back of obviously the World Cup.
I think definitely just try it. You never know if you're gonna like it or not, but you won't know unless you give it a go. And I think it's a great sport to both fitness and social side of things. You know, it's a win-win situation. And I think, yeah, just the whole, you never know unless you try, you know, it's it's a great sport to get into.
So we'll finish off with a couple of light-hearted questions about your teammates. I know it's a new team, and of course you've only had 3 weeks. So who's the comedian, the best singer, and into their TikTok/Be Real?
I think any video related or TikToks or things like that, it's got to be Rachel Dudley. She's got a YouTube channel that is somewhat popular, so that's probably her on that one. Oh, well, who's the best singer? Is anyone? Well,
Medium would have to be Charlotte.
yeah, definitely Charlotte. She's the funniest. She's probably the singer too, to be honest. Yeah.
Probably.
Do either of you have a pre-game superstition or ritual? Bree, you don't have to answer this one.
I don't know. I like to get to the game early, and I don't really think I have like a superstition, but it's just something I think I've always done. I put like my sock on first, and then my boot, and then my other sock, and then my boot. I don't do sock, boot, boot. I'm a sock, boot person. So
I don't know if it's a superstition, but I always wear my hair the same way every time I play.
Did any of you have a pump-up song?
I think I've got a range of pop-up songs. Got a playlist. I don't know, to be honest. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I have too many.
Yeah, I can't think of one off the top of my head.
Okay. Is it like a shuffle?
Yeah, we got like, well, I'm not sure about this year, but last year we had a team playlist where everyone could add music into, and it was good. I really enjoyed it.
These next two to Bree. Now, obviously, when you play for the opposition, your opponent, eventually next year, how good was it to walk out onto Suncorp and get the trophy?
Yeah, it was very good. It was a great experience. You know, a lot of girls, almost, I think there was only one girl, our captain was the only one that had ever played at Suncorp. It was very surreal for everyone. It was very exciting to see like the professionalism and seem like we're famous sort of thing. It felt pretty good, and to win it made it even better. So it was a very good night. Yeah, I would say that. But yeah, it's a good experience, great experience. Hopefully we can do that this year at Mitchelton.
A 2-part question on top of that. Now, Did you get a medal on the day?
Yes.
You did. Okay, so how long did you wear your medal around your neck for, and did you bite on your medal, and was it pure gold?
I don't think it was pure gold. I mean, I would have liked it to be, but I don't think it was. I do think I have a picture biting it. I think I do, and wearing it around, I actually had to go home like straight after our presentation because I had my uni prac for like 2 weeks back at like Bundaberg, which is like 5 hours away, starting the next morning at 7 o'clock. So I had to, after the celebration, sort of stuck around for like 2 hours and then I had to go, unfortunately. But yeah, I think I kept it on the whole ride home. So
another two-part question. Did you get a chance to kiss on the cup? And the second part of that question, now, I believe you got shower sprayed in that team photo. Am I correct?
I did. I was right in the middle and went all over me. And yes, we did get to kiss the cup. I think a couple of people drunk out of the cup. But yeah, I did get quite drenched from all the champagne going all over me, but it was fine. It's in the moment.
I've got one more question for the other two, but I've got to ask you this one, Bree. Looking at the photo now, were you warned that you were going to get sprayed because you were right in the middle of it?
No, I remember the girl next to me who's doing it was like, "Oh, we've got the best spot. We'll like go over everyone like at the back," and then they're like, "We didn't know how to." Well, I didn't do it, but whoever was struggling to do it, and I'm just like, yeah, so definitely wasn't planned. I probably should have rethought my positioning where I stood, but oh well.
And of course, I've got to finish with this last one for the other two as well. Did you get a chance to watch that grand final? And how good would it be for next year to be in that situation? Hopefully playing at Suncorp.
I went and watched. I was really wanting to see who was going to come out on top. But yeah, it was great atmosphere. Like so many people showed up. It was amazing to see like people I played with playing in such an amazing venue. It was really good to watch. I mean, I was bummed we weren't there, but it was still great. And honestly, I reckon we'll get there this year. I have a feeling. Definitely got a feeling. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched the live stream of the game. It looked like it was a really good atmosphere, and we'd definitely love to be there with the girls this year.
Well, all three, thank you so much for getting up some of your time, I assume, before training to join us. Best of luck next year in 2024, and let's hope it's the year of the Mitchelton Football Club in the NPL Women's, and for Bree, hopefully 2 in a row.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
No worries. And of course, if you want to get involved with one of the best teams, hopefully in the NPL Women's next year in Queensland, of course, we'll put all the details up on how you can support Mitchelton in 2024. There's more on the Smash Sports Show right after this. Don't go away here on the 10th year celebration.